Good day to you and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to solve a random problem, and this is from the AMC 12A 2021. So basically the problem states that a sequence of numbers is defined by d sub 0 is equal to 0, d sub 1 is equal to 0 as well, and d sub 2 is equal to 1, and d sub n is equal to d sub n minus 1 plus d sub n minus 3. For n is more than or equal to 3, and what are the parities, evenness or oddness, of the triple of numbers? So we have this set, and where E denotes even and O denotes odd. So basically this is a multiple choice question, and at the same time it is a parity question. So before we will start, what is parity? So parity means it is a description of a number. So basically if you say let's say 1, we know 1 is an odd number, so therefore the parity of 1 is odd. Okay, I'll repeat. The parity of what is the parity of 1? It is odd. So same for 2. What is the parity of 2? That is even. It is even because 2 is an even number. So basically parity focuses on the oddness and the evenness of the number. Yeah, that's the exact statement what the problem says. Yeah. Anyways, another recap. Okay, so let us recall. So what is, okay, if I'm going to add, I'm going to put an odd number there, and I'm going to add it by an even number. We know that is an odd number because we know that if you add something to the odd number that is an even number, therefore it is odd. So for example, 3 plus 2, it is equal to 5, and we know that 5 is an odd number. So that's the logic behind there. But if I'm going to add two odd numbers, obviously this is going to be even, because we know even numbers are divisible by 2. In algebra, if I'm going to add this is going to be 2o, and we know 2, if a number has a factor of 2, and therefore that is even. Okay, so enough for this. We're going to let's focus on the problem. Okay, so in this case, instead of putting 0, 0, 1, or etc., I'm just going to put its parity. So let's say d sub 0 is even, because we know that 0 is even. That is the same for d sub 1. And for d sub 2, we know that 1 is odd, so therefore I'm going to put O, just for as a sign that it is an odd number. Okay, so we're going to find d sub 3 first. And we will just progress the sequence so that we can see if there's a pattern or not, because after that we're going to use the pattern to find the answer. So anyways, let's start. So notice that d sub 3, if n is 3, that is equal to d sub 3 minus 1 plus d sub 3 minus 3. And we know this is just equivalent to d sub 2 plus d sub 0. Okay, we know that d sub 2 is an odd number, while d sub 0 is also it is an even number. Sorry about that. Therefore, if we're going to add an odd number and an even number together, it's going to be an odd number as well. So therefore, d sub 3 is equal to to an odd number. Okay, so we will continue. So let us make let's say a sequence. So E E. Okay, so let us use a different color to distinguish even and odd. Okay. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let us find d sub 4. Okay, d sub 4 is, if already if you use this formula, it is actually d sub 4 is equal to the sum of this and this, and it is still odd. Continue. If I'm going to continue the sequence, 5, this, so it's going to be even. Okay, let's use, let us use the color coding scheme. Sorry about that. Okay, let's continue. 6. D sub 6 is even plus odd. Kasi D sub 6 is equal to D sub 5 plus D sub 3. Okay, so that is odd. D sub 7. D sub 7 is 6. D sub 6 plus D sub 4, that is equal to an even number. Okay? If I'm going to continue I will not mention the operations anymore, because it seems that you already familiarized the pattern. And if you try to, if you try to progress, we could get this pattern right here. Okay, so I'm going to continue to 9, so that you can really see what I'm talking about, the whole picture, because it's important to see the whole picture. And here we go. So 10, 11, 12. Okay. Malapit na guys, malapit na. So odd. Oh, wrong. Odd. 11, 10, 10, 8, odd. Okay, so there's a pattern right here. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So we start off with 2 even numbers, and we end up with an odd number. If you just see the pattern right here, I'm going to underline. Okay, I'm going to use the color pink. Okay, I'm going to progress there. Okay, so as you can see, it is recursive. As you can see, napaulit-ulit siya. So we can use this property to find D sub 2021 and D sub 2022 and D sub 2023. But how? Okay, so I'm going to count the number of terms within that recursive pattern. So let's say from 0 to 6. So I'm going to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it means we have mod 7. Oh, mod 7. Right there. So I'm going to divide 2021. I'm going to evaluate 2021 mod 7 and 2022 as well, and 2023 mod 7. Okay, so let us find the remainders. If you compute for its remainder, or if you compute for its modulo, we get that Okay, so 2021, 2022. I'm just dinidiretso ko na lang guys para mas madali. So basically, we have 5, 6, and 7. So this implies that this the solution set of this one is just actually equal to d sub 5 to d sub 6 and d sub 7. So if you're going back to the sequence, so we have 5, 6, 7. So it is odd, even, O, or odd, and even. So that is our answer. And for or, the answer is letter C. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you learned something. And actually, this is actually simple to solve. And if you have clarifications and comments, just comment down below. Thank you very much.